check out this play right here. After a made basket, Caitlin heaved a nice touchdown pass to Katie Samuelson at the end of the floor. However, that shot didn't count, because her coach called a timeout before the pass was even made. I mean, Christy Sides has been under fire as of late with boneheaded decisions like that, as well as for not making the necessary in-game adjustments, which led to the Fever losing a ton of games this season. See, under Sides' leadership, the Fever dropped their first 5 games, then dropped another 3 more in the next 8 games to open the season at a dismal 3-13 record. Ouch. It's no wonder that people across social media wanted to get Christy Sides fired badly, because not only is she letting her team down time and time again, but as you saw in the opening clip, she's also holding Caitlin Clark down from unleashing her true potential. Anyway, when she was asked during post-game interviews about her team's poor performance, she would always come up with random excuses such as this one.
Last year, it felt like that was a struggle, even offensively for you guys. You'd shut down a little bit in moments like that. How did you overcome that at times last season?
I think some experience. I think just we changed the lineup a little bit. We decided to go to work on the defensive end of the floor more at practice, and that's kind of the issue. We don't have any practice time to go fix this right now, so we've just got to figure out, we just have to get better, more mentally tough.
And this one.
I'm going to start with how you can at this level coach effort, and I felt like we were just trying to ask them to keep playing hard, play hard. You can't start there. You can't play in this league if that's what you have to coach effort. It's just too hard.
So after the Connecticut Sun destroyed the Fever in their matchup last month, Sides went up to the podium and just threw her team under the bus, saying that the reason why they lost that game is that they're just too lazy to defend. And on the other hand, she can't do anything about it because she can't teach effort. Now, aside from preventing her team from scoring an easy basket, Sides is also heavily criticized because of her questionable coaching decisions. And one example of this was during their matchup against the Seattle Storm. Both the Fever and the Storm had a pretty even and intense battle, which eventually went down to the wire. Now, the crazy part was, with 3 minutes left in the fourth, Sides decided to put Caitlin on the bench while the game is tied. I mean, she just simply sat her best player in crunch time for no reason at all. Sides eventually reinserted Caitlin back into the game with over 2 minutes left, but it was too little too late as the Storm ended up winning the game. I mean, I don't know if Sides has issues with Caitlin, which is why she's sabotaging her along with the whole team, but it's pretty clear that the disconnect between Sides and her players is doing a lot of damage in terms of their chemistry as a team. See, here's Caitlin bringing down the ball, and upon crossing half court, she signals to Sides that she's calling for a ball screen while asking Kelsey Mitchell to slide to the corner so she can have enough space to work around with her big. But instead of allowing Caitlin to do her thing, Sides intervened and instructs Caitlin to swing to the other side and execute a low post action. However, as you can see, her plan backfired as it led to a turnover, and after that botched play, you can see Caitlin up in arms, looking at her coach saying, "What the f*** was that?" Scenes like that are exactly why people have been calling for Sides to be fired immediately. And I can't blame them for doing so, because there are receipts that show Sides isn't capable of running a basketball team anymore. I mean, on top of her poor coaching decisions, she's also made some questionable roster moves that have raised a lot of eyebrows lately, one of which is the case involving Celeste Taylor. See, in the last 3 seasons, defense has always been the Fever's biggest problem, which is why they selected Celeste Taylor as their 15th overall pick in this year's draft. Now, for those of you who have no idea who this girl is, Taylor was a defensive menace back in college, winning Big Ten and ACC Defensive Player of the Year in back-to-back years while averaging 2 steals a ball game. At first glance, it looks like all the defensive problems of the Fever are finally solved, or at least would not be as bad as before with the arrival of Taylor. However, here's the thing. In her first 5 games in the WNBA, Sides only played her for about 15 minutes. And right after that, the Fever just waved her out of the blue. I mean, it's kinda ironic that Sides goes in front of the media, slams her team for not playing hard enough on D, while she was the one who sat Taylor on the bench and waived arguably the best defender in this year's draft. Anyway, the fact that Sides never takes accountability for her actions, and with her questionable actions and decisions as of late, it seems that Sides' tenure as the Fever's head coach is slowly grinding to its end as each game passes by. Because despite having back-to-back #1 picks playing at her disposal right now, plus another 2 top picks, in Alyssa Smith and Kelsey Mitchell, Sides can't manage to put up a winning basketball team for the 2nd straight year with all that kind of talent surrounding her. Simply put, what's happening with the Fever right now is not a player problem anymore. It's more of a coach problem. With this being said, people are now suggesting a lot of names as possible replacements for Sides, and one that would always come up on top is the name of Cheryl Miller. Just like Caitlin, Cheryl Miller was a legend in women's college basketball, and even though she didn't play in the WNBA, as the league did not yet exist during her time, Cheryl had plenty of coaching experience across her name from both the college and professional ranks, which is why she's a good candidate that could help Caitlin and the Fever improve and advance to the next level. Now, the real reason why Miller's name has been inserted into the conversation has something to do with their interaction during the All-Star Game. Miller was selected to be the coach of Team WNBA, and based on Caitlin's reaction alone, you can notice that she looks more than happy to play under Miller.
What's a Cheryl Miller practice like?
Gosh, I love Cheryl. I love her brother too. He's awesome, obviously a Pacer too. We were in a little commercial together, so I love their family. They're just awesome people, and one of the best that's ever played the game. So I've known Cheryl for a little while now. I think her energy, that's what I love about her. Like, it's just contagious, and it's fun. Like, I called her coach and she was like, I don't know about that yet. You'll have to see how I do during the game. So no, but it's super fun. And then obviously Annie Myers-Drysdale too. Getting to be around those two people that have done so much for the game, for me is super special. Like, there's still two people that I really look up to and idolize and appreciate everything that they've done, and for them to have this moment too and be a part of it, like, it's just super cool.
Meanwhile, Miller returned the favor when she was asked about Caitlin by saying good stuff about her, while praising her evolving game as well as her IQ.
I will say one thing. I did not count on their basketball IQ being that high. I knew it was high, obviously, because they play at this level. But it's one thing to know knowledge. It's another thing to talk about and speak and then put it into pieces and places. But it was a great collaboration with all the players. But Indiana has a very, very bright future.
For being how young they are, too. That basketball IQ speaks volumes.
It not only speaks volumes, it's one thing to be young, and they're learning how to play the game, and they're learning about their mistakes and how to correct them faster. And so they're making those game, in-game and out-of-game adjustments. The only thing I see that's going to happen the older they get is how to stop the run sometimes, and how to change, the momentum during games. But this is not a team people want to play, because not only are they getting better, but they're confident and they show no fear. They're fearless.
Yeah, we love that.
Even though they just shared the court together in a single game, Caitlin and Miller seemed to hit it off right away. And based on the clips that you just saw, the mutual respect between the two was quite clear, which is why fans can't help but speculate what Caitlin could achieve if Miller becomes her coach. Anyway, guys, what's your take on all of this? First and foremost, do you think Christy Sides should be relieved as head coach? And second, is Cheryl Miller the right person to take her job? And if she does replace Sides, do you think Caitlin will be better off and thrive under her guidance? Well, let me know your answers by dropping your comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you won't miss any content that we're going to be dropping in the future. Until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.